Hey guys, hope you're well. Much love to you. I'm going to talk about these World Cup playoff games. I'm not going to heavily focus on the World Cup, although we'll cover it a little bit. Save that for future streams. But these playoff games, why nations are playing certain nations, why certain nations are beating certain nations, because there's a lot to be revealed through the sports, which I've shown you. So, God bless you, Riddler. Hello, Donald. And hello, Miss Jones. God bless you. Now, I don't have a set plan on what I'm saying here or what order I'm going to do things. I'm going to freestyle it. I often enjoy when I do that. But these games are so deep, so ritualistic. So much is being revealed. This World Cup, I believe it's going to be very revealing, to say the least. So I'll share my screen, and you guys can share whatever you see. Julie, hello. God bless you. Esteban. After this, I've got to go clean my windows. How fun, eh? Now, Ronald, you're talking about Garrow. I've spoke with that guy before. I've gone back and forth with him a few times. I have no interest in getting a hold of him, put it that way. I know everything he says about Seattle and the 6-11 and everything, and he makes some good finds, but I appreciate you trying to connect us, but it's not going to happen. Right, are you all ready for this? Are you all ready for this? Right, let's start with, I'm going to start with Italy. And then we'll go from there and see where it leads us. Because Italy, the Vatican, Pope Leo, I'll tell you why I liked Italy to win, which they did, 2-0. Now you do know with these games, nothing's predictable, nothing's easy, okay, at all. You get upsets. Look at Kosovo. Shout out to a member on my site called Sirius. I love you, brother. I love your work. I'm glad you're doing really well. And he coded Kosovo to win. How on earth did Kosovo win? All right, when you actually look at their population. All right, not long ago it was at war. It's unbelievable. It's just not about ability. All right, it's less than 2 million people live in Kosovo. Less than 2 million. That is nothing. All right, but they're one game away from the World Cup. Right, we'll start with Italy. Hello, Jeffrey Knox. Much love you from Canada. We got 1167. Hello, God bless you. Hope you're well. I'm going to share my screen. And I think if Italy qualify, they're gonna play in Canada their first game. Right. Let's go with, so many options here. I'm going to go with Italy, like I said. We'll stick with Italy. Thank you, Donald. Fair spear. Love you, brother. Really greatly appreciate you. All right. Let me know if you can see this. Okay, you can't quit drinking. First of all, I would take away the I can't. Okay? I would remove the I can't. So a lot of the time what we do, I'm a child of God, I'm a follower of Christ, and there's many things in life where us alone will find it very difficult to overcome a situation or an addiction, whatever it may be. But through Christ, you can overcome anything. If God's with you, who can be against you? So when it comes to alcohol, with deep prayer, you can overcome it. Many people have overcome addictions which seem like they could never overcome. So it can be overcome. What I would say to you though, which a lot of people try to do, they try to just completely quit. And I think there's got to be a process to it. So for example, if you're drinking 10 beers a day, try and reduce it to 8. Try and get it down to 6. I don't think you can go from 10 to 0 unless there's an actual divine miracle involved to do that. But I'll pray for you. I can absolutely pray for you. 11, 6, 7. Sure, there's plenty of people in the chat who've had addictions and they've overcome them. Right, can you see my screen now? Italy. So Sandro Tonali opened the scoring. And I noticed in the first half of these games, they were very even. And again, that's part of the energy harvesting. Okay, and then out of nowhere, like I coded Denmark, they were 0-0, and then they won 4-0. They were 0-0 after 49 minutes. So, of course, they don't often like teams just crushing teams in major games. Like, these are World Cup qualifiers. I saw a friend yesterday, he's from Ireland, and I was just trying to imagine what was going through his head. So I'm not a professional sports fan anymore. I'm a sports fan, not professional sports. I won't watch any of the games at the World Cup. But I've got an Irish friend, he's a singer. And he performs at an Irish band like every other night. Now he supports the Republic of Ireland. Not Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. And they were leading 2-0 against the Czech Republic on the road, right? After 23 minutes. At this time, he was performing at the Irish bar, and the game was going on and all of that. So I bet he was just what we call living the dream as an Irishman. All right, he's getting drunk, he's drinking his Guinness, Ireland are winning, looks like they're going to be one step closer to the World Cup. And then out of nowhere, again, the website coded Czech Republic to qualify, especially Sirius. 2-0 up, and Lazaro coded Parrot to score. I think he plays in the Dutch league. And you're thinking, okay, they look good here. But as soon as it went 2-1, I was like, they're done. And then Czech Republic scored really late, 86th minute on the 86th day of the year. Or was it the 85th day of the year? But anyways, 2-2, and they lost in a shootout. So he went from just like, oh my word, I'm performing in an Irish bar, I'm making money, I'm drinking, I'm partying, Ireland are winning, to, okay, now I'm going to wake up with a hangover, Ireland are knocked out. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's the fragility of life. And I'm so grateful that if England win the World Cup, I will not care. Now, as a child, ask me what my dream was. To play in a World Cup final. To watch England win the World Cup. That was a dream, a huge dream. Now, if they got there, I wouldn't watch it. Just like, I won't watch any of the games, whoever is in that final. But anyways, look, this heartbreak. If you allow a football game to break your heart, then you have an issue. And I was that person. Can I get a woo? I've told you, I'm not here to judge and be harsh. But if it breaks your heart, if it puts you in a state of depression, if it puts you in a state of anger and frustration, then you probably need to avoid professional sports. You just do. If you can watch them and enjoy them and be entertained, okay, I'm fine with that. But if you allow them to consume you, either as a gambler or as a fan or both, then you need to avoid them. That's my take on it, and I know it's not easy. But anyways, going back to this, Italy, who I like to qualify, and I think they'll make the World Cup. I think they have to beat Bosnia. I think they will beat Bosnia, although Bosnia have a really interesting riddle to get there. I do like Italy. And I connected it to Pope Leo. All right, before the game, Pope Leo. And Sandro Tonali, he plays for Newcastle, is their record signing. Scored after 56 minutes. Right? And Tonali, his birthday is 5/8, May the 8th, 2000. And I thought, oh my word, no wonder this guy is a major player right now for Italy. Because when did Pope Leo become Pope? Pope Leo XIV, formerly Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, the guy who replaced Pope Francis, was elected as the 267th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church on 5/8. So Pope Leo became the Pope on Italian star Tenali's 25th birthday. Alright, on his 25th birthday, he became Pope. And Pope equals 25. Can I get a woo? Jesus is Lord, amen. Jesus is Lord. And 11:6-7 in heaven, there'll be no more pain, suffering, sorrow, wickedness, temptation, addictions. There'll be no more alcohol. Okay, so focus your heart and mind on heaven, and it will help you here on this fallen earth. All right, because for me, a lot of people drink alcohol because they're trying to escape their reality. But if you focus your heart and your mind on heaven, okay, and you realize you have eternity through Christ, through the blood that he shed on the cross, you won't feel as anxious, as depressed, and you won't feel the need to drink alcohol as much. Okay? Can I get an amen? Because we go to alcohol and drugs and gambling. It's also an opportunity for us to just escape our reality. And a lot of people want to do that right now because reality is not great. It's just not. It's a fallen world. It's a broken economy. There's deception every corner. I can see why people want to escape it. But Jesus has overcome the world, 11:6-7. And you can share in that victory. Amen. So Pope equals 25. Pope Leo became the Pope on Tonali's 25th birthday. And Tonali opened the scoring for Italy after 56 minutes. Can I get a woo? It's like, I don't know if Tonali knows this. I don't know if he needs to know this. But he's definitely being used as part of something bigger than mankind. And Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland both lost. We know Ireland, which connects to famine, which connects to the third horseman. So a lot of broken hearts in Ireland, whether it's the Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is obviously part of the United Kingdom. The Republic is independent. Right. Next thing, shout out to my brother Lockwood. Very, very blessed for my website. Please hit the like button if you appreciate my work and the hours I put in. Just hit the like button. Please, thank you. Support it if you can by sharing it, super chat, get a book, whatever it is. If not, enjoy the show. Lockwood coded Moises Keane to score, and I backed it up as well because he played in England. I think he played for Everton, all right, the Masonic club known as Everton Football Club. And Moises Keane scored. Now, this is Moises Keane. He plays for Fiorentina. Right? In the past, he's also played for Juventus, but he played in England. Right? But the thing that I want to show you here is he started his professional career with Juventus in 2016. Now, 2016 is 666 plus 666 plus 666 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. It's 2016. Now, thank you, John. Moises Keane began his career with Juventus. Let me show you this. Roy Keane versus Juventus. This is arguably his greatest game in a Manchester United shirt. Can we get some woos if you remember this? Hello, Jay Brown. Much love to you. I was a huge United fan. Huge United fan growing up. And I always remember this. I obviously remember the treble winning season, 1999, okay? Roy Keane's performance for Manchester United against Juventus in the 1999 Champions League semi-final second leg is widely considered his finest hour. Despite being booked early and knowing he would miss the final, a colossally motivated Keane inspired a 3-2 comeback victory. Finished 3-4 in aggregate, in Turin, scoring the opening goal, which was a great header. Right? It was a really good header. Now, this was a Juventus who I think had like Zidane and Edgar Davids. They had this unbelievable team. Pretty sure they may have had Del Piero. Okay, it's not like the Juventus of 2026. This Juventus team was special, okay? It was very special. But Roy Keane's greatest hour, or his finest hour, right, was against Juventus. Right? And look at the name, Keane. Now, I've showed you here Moises Keane, right, who began his career with Juventus, is currently at Fiorentina, but he also played in the Premier League, like Roy Keane. Now, going back to this Italy game, Moises Keane scored after 80 minutes. In Gematria, Satan equals 80. Remember, Roy Keane was the captain for the Red Devils. He was a very good player, a player that everybody would want in the team. Right? Wasn't spectacular, but he was just a solid central midfielder. And was he a captain? Yes. Well, look what just happened. I'm telling you, there's rituals. The day after Keane scored for Italy against Ireland, I know Roy Keane's the Republic of Ireland, but against Northern Ireland, Roy Keane in mourning as his mum dies. Right? She died at 79. I'll have to put this on my website. Right? Look when Moises Keane joined Fiorentina. 7-9. Can we get a few woos in the chat? This is deeply revealing. A lot of people messaged me recently, please go back to doing your sports streams. They're incredible. I think I need to do more of them. So here we are today. I was going to do one about the Bible, but I'll save it for another day. I think this is important. So 7-9 is when he joined Fiorentina, like 79. Right? The age that Keane's mother just passed away. And Keane played for Celtic. Many people from Northern Ireland are huge fans of Celtic. Roy Keane's mother, Marie Keane, passes away at 79. Roy Keane often keeps his life private, but once she described his mother on Instagram as the only boss I listen to, reflecting their bond. Marie Keane, the mother of Ireland and Manchester United legend Roy Keane, has passed away at the age of 79. Roy Keane's mother's death was confirmed by a notice released by her family, which read, Keane, on March 27, 2026, peacefully surrounded by her loving family and in the tender loving care of the doctors, nurses and staff of St. Anne's Ward at Marymount University Hospital and Hospice, Mary, dearly loved wife of the late Maurice and beloved mother of Dennis, Johnson, Hilary, Roy and Pat. Alright, obviously it's tragic when anybody dies. I hope Roy Keane's mother gave her life to Christ. I guess I don't know. But don't you find that deeply strange that Moises Keane scores for Italy against Ireland and the day after Roy Keane's mother dies? I find that deeply disturbing. But the reason why I like Italy to win, it was very simple. This should be going viral, thank you. I got 30 likes, you know what I mean? My work can't go viral. Too much is revealed for my work to go viral. So I just have to persevere. I finally got to 14.5 thousand subs. Took me off 14.4 eventually. See for how long. And Israel declared its independence on 14.5. But the reason why I like Italy to get to the World Cup, they still need to beat Bosnia, is because of Pope Leo. Pope Leo is the first North American Pope. It's from Chicago. Right? So it just makes sense for Italy to be at a World Cup where one of the host nations is USA. This makes too much sense to me. Alright, so we got Italy there. We got Roy Keane's mother dying. Alright, I talked about how Tonali opened the scoring and Pope Leo became the Pope on Tonali's 25th birthday. Pope equals 25 and 56. Tonali obviously opened the scoring for Italy after 56 minutes. All right, so I'll close this now. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, but here's just confirmation is the first US born Pope. It's not the first American Pope because the South American Popes like Francis, but it's the first North American Pope. Okay, the 14th Pope to be named Leo. That's why Leo Messi, obviously, he just won the World Cup and got the player of that tournament, didn't he? So it's so strange. It's still wild to me that we have to factor in popes and stuff to determine who wins a World Cup. But it's just the world we live in. Have you seen this with Trump? This World Cup is a farce, is what it is. All right, it's just farcical. Fans and players from 5 African World Cup countries face $15,000 bond to enter US. Algeria, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Tunisia, Cape Verde. All right, these are nations that are known to not have a lot of money. All right, but back in the day, guys, you qualify for a World Cup, it all gets covered. All right, they'll cover it for you. Your hotel, your transportation, everything's covered. But now Trump, all right, is possibly charging these qualified nations to pay $15,000. Where do you think that money's going? To him. All right? To him. It's unbelievable that USA is hosting a World Cup with the fact that it's bombing so many nations. Iran are supposed to be at this World Cup. Iran, the nation that Trump's bombed. I told you why Cape Verde qualified, because Verde translates to green. And the 4th horseman rides a green horse, which symbolizes death. That's why Cape Verde are there for the first time, I think, in their history. Now, Bosnia. There's something with this Edin Dzeko. Right? There's something about this guy. So it looked like Wales were possibly qualifying. Connected to King Charles and all of that, who was the Prince of Wales. But I think King Charles dies this year. I got it right about the Queen. I wouldn't be shocked if I get it right about Charles. And he'll get replaced by William. Right? But Daniel James scored. 51 minutes. And then Edin Dzeko scored. Now, Dzeko, I always remember his goal for Man City against Queen's Park Rangers. Do you remember that? I think he made the score 2-2. And then Aguero scored, didn't he? When he was assisted by Balotelli, the Italian. Balotelli's only assist of that season was for that Aguero goal. But he scored really late. Really late. And then Wales, the Red Dragon, they lost the shootout to Bosnia, 4-2. Now, Craig Bellamy played for Manchester City, and so did Edin Dzeko. And they kicked off. I think Dzeko right now, is he playing in Germany? My question is this, and I'd love to know your opinion, because I don't know the answer. Do you believe that these Wales players, these coaches, do you believe they knew they were losing? Just put yes or no, we don't know. Yeah, Ronaldo's first World Cup was in Germany 2006. His first World Cup goal, was against Iran 2006. A day after Messi's first World Cup goal, which was against Serbia. Patrick, love you, brother. So I'm just intrigued. I wrestle it every day. I'm not sure. I feel like, how can they all keep it a secret? Are they all literal actors on the world stage? Are they just the children of the devil? And they just deceive? Because how wicked must you be to play in these games, knowingly know the outcomes, and allow all these fans paying the hard-earned money in a broken economy to come and watch, to see them cry, and to have No emotional connection to it. A part of me thinks only the real top stars know. That's where I'm at. I can't believe they all know. That their whole 20-year careers or 10-year careers are just a complete lie. I don't believe that can be the case. Yeah, I don't think you can script a penalty shootout, or I think there's spiritual wickedness involved. I believe there's players who are Satanists, Freemasons, absolutely, no doubt about it. Corrupt in their hearts. But I don't believe they're completely wicked. Do you know what I mean? Like, playing for a nation like Wales, okay, they've done pretty well in recent years, but it's not like they're playing for Argentina, Brazil, those type of nations. So, anyways, what's interesting about this? Look, Brennan Johnson missed. He was the hero for Spurs in the Europa League final against the Red Devils. Didn't he score after 42 minutes? Oh my word. Can we get some woos? I'm pretty sure somebody I'll confirm it myself. Please support the stream, guys. Please, in any way you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. So it was the 2025 Europa League final. Now again, thankfully I'm not a United fan anymore, because this would have crushed me. It would have crushed me, losing to Spurs. Got a lot of mates who support Spurs. Christian was the man of the match. Christian, Gabriel like the Archangel. Let me just confirm it with 42 minutes. There you go. Look, Brennan Johnson, I think he's playing for Forest now, but he got the only goal of the game after 42 minutes against the Red Devils. The beast reigns for 42 months. And now he misses this penalty in a shootout where they lost 4-2. So it always seems to come back. They have the glory, and then, what the heck is this? Oh, sleeping. So Brennan Johnson missed, Nico Williams. Don't they both play for Forest? I know this guy played for Liverpool. Like, so they both, what do you reckon that is? Wait. Okay, wait, this guy was born exactly 5 years before Kobe Bryant retired. Plays for Forest. I wonder if this comes back to Roy Keane. He played for Forest, didn't he? So the two players that missed for Wales play for Nottingham Forest. And then Roy Keane's mother dies the day after. And he was like, he played for Forest. Look at him doing that finger point. He played for Forest before United, didn't he? Like, so people like Roy Keane, Martin O'Neill, I think they're involved. All right? I think they're involved. I think they're aware of the occult, the black magic, these players. I'm not saying every player, like, for example, on the Wales squad, but Roy Keane was Man United captain, Ireland captain, superstar at Forest. He coached Ireland. He's a pundit. It's like you know the pundits, I think they're involved. Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Carragher, Micah Richards, Thierry Henry. Can I get a few woos? I don't think it's everybody who's ever signed a professional contract. I've got mates who were pros, legit pro contracts, with like Bradford City, Grimsby, your League Ones, your League Twos. Decent lads, now working regular jobs, got nothing to do with Sky Sports. Okay, they lived the dream for a few years, never made it to the top, but got a career they can tell the kids about, for example. But that's not Roy Keane, is it? Now, I'm pretty sure that... Did this guy just have his birthday? Alright? Who they call one of the greatest coaches of all time. So someone like Brian Clough, I think he was obviously a Freemason. Yeah, his birthday was what? 21st? Of March. It's 5 days before. So Wales went out, Northern Ireland went out, and Republic of Ireland went out. But these are so connected. Brian Clough signed Roy Keane for Nottingham Forest in 1990, where the fiery midfielder developed into a star. Despite an infamous incident where Clough punched Keane in the chest for a costly error, Keane has consistently hailed Clough as a genius and the best manager he ever worked under. So Keane worked under Fergie and Clough. Wait, he got 33 goals for Forest. The highest degree of Freemasonry. So Forest got relegated, he left to United. And then obviously, I don't know how many trophies he won with United. A father figure. Keane talks loads of sense as a pundit, I think. I really do, when I watched him. Again, like I said, I don't trust these people, but I think out of all the pundits, he talks the most sense. Like, knowing the game. More than Gary Neville, more than Carragher, more than Thierry Henry, I think Roy Keane. That's just an opinion. So anyway, this is who we've got now. Bosnia, Italy. Gotta go Italy. But we'll talk about Bosnia in a moment. Sweden, Poland. I said both of them would win yesterday. I had my reasons for it. Sweden are pushing the digital ID. And Poland connects to war. Hitler invaded Poland, Warsaw. I said, watch out for Lewandowski. He scored. This will be really interesting. Lewandowski against Gaia-Cordes, who got a hat-trick. He does the mass celebration because there's another pandemic coming. In my opinion. And then Kosovo, Turkey. Turkey is very biblical. All right, you've got to expect Turkey to get there. But we have to look into Kosovo as well. And the Czechs against Denmark. I said I like Denmark because the mark of the beast is coming. And remember when Christian Eriksen collapsed after 42 minutes against Finland for the beast? Again, I asked you all this. You may as well put it in the chat. Do you think Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest? Yes or no? You were talking to Tiago. I think he's a Freemason. I think nearly all of them are Freemasons, if not all of them at the highest level. I don't necessarily believe they're all completely evil, though. I don't believe that. I believe they're involved in the occult or black magic or manifestation or making deals with the devil or corrupt bloodlines. There's a lot to it. Adam, thoughts on the fittest flat earther? Stay away from him. Stay away from him. Maybe I'll do a stream to tell you why, but I don't want to go there right now. Andorra is beating England 1-0 late in the under-21 league. Andorra's beating England. How? England are known to be amazing under-21s. Maybe the best in the world. I didn't know this game was going on. I'll be shocked. So it's an actual qualifying game. Well, England killing possession. Well, shots is very even. Yeah, it's just silly. It's just silly. I won't be shocked if England score late. I'm not telling you to bet, Patrick. And it looks like a very even game. Who's this guy then? Gerard Soler. I don't know anything about Andorra and the 21s. I'm not that smart. I don't even think he has a Wikipedia. I do want to look at England's team. Will it show me that? So Lee Carsey, who actually coached England's first team, and he did all right. Look, you got Bellingham, King, Lewis Skelly playing. How are they not beating Andorra? Number 9 scored. And again, I want to ask you this as well. Yeah, brother HB, I predicted Joshua would beat Jake Paul in the 6th round on my website before the fight. Because the book of Joshua is the 6th book of the Bible. And it's exactly what happened. Give me a woo, guys, if you're on my website. You obviously know that. Some of you don't. But yeah, let's see if England nick a goal. I haven't seen the odds either. Usually the odds will give it away. But I'm not going to look. But this team should be crushing this team. But it's not real. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you this. Do you believe that we get a new World Cup winner? Just put yes or no. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate you. Do you think we get a new winner, a ninth new World Cup winner? Do you think we stay on 8? I'm intrigued. I know the Dodgers went from 8 World Series to 9. We're going to go from 8. Man City went from 8 League Cups to 9, which I coded 9 months ago. I wonder if we see that with the World Cup. Are we going to get a new winner? And if you think a new winner, who? Portugal? The Netherlands? We're going to get an African nation, Morocco. Dave, love you, brother. God bless you. Out of anyone, I'd say Portugal as a new winner. But there's been a lot of 9s. And like you said, this number 9's just scored. Another George. I was talking about George the other day. This guy plays for Chelsea, I think. So many Georges. All right, but anyway, with Bosnia, you know that I like Italy to beat them. I don't know when the games are. Does it tell us? Oh, here, wait. Craig Bellamy's side will return to Cardiff on Tuesday to face Northern Ireland, who were defeated by Italy in their playoff semi-final. They're playing in a friendly. Guys, this seems suspect. Can I get a woo? Messi will be 39 in the final, will win a 39-day tournament. He won the 28-day tournament. Remember that movie, 28 Days Later? 28 is the 7th triangular number, and he scored 7 goals in 7 games. And he won the World Cup 7 days before Christmas. Leo, Messi, Messiah. But ain't that pretty suspect that Wales and Northern Ireland get knocked out on the same day, and now they just happen to meet in a friendly next week? So again, this whole thing with the fixtures, it has the word fix in it. Predetermined, fixed. Who's doing it? It can't be man, it's beyond man. Messi's riddle to win the World Cup is unbelievable. But there's too many teams. I can't tell you right now, guys, who I pick number 1. Messi and Argentina's riddle's insane. Portugal and Ronaldo, insane. England's riddle's crazy. I'm not going to sit here acting like I have a winner right now. I'm probably the best there is at future picks over 6 years, legit. Nobody can really argue with that. But the World Cup, different level. And there's 48 teams. Do you know how much harder it becomes? It's gone from 32 to 48. 4 times 8 is 32. So yeah, the 39's big. World War II began on 39. War equals 39. There's 39 books in the Old Testament. Didn't Paul Bearer, I think I did a code, Paul Bearer's son. Do you remember Paul Bearer who worked with The Undertaker? He just died at 39. Where is he? Yeah, Daniel Moody. He just died. Again, a Paul Bearer, somebody obviously carries the casket or the coffin. He just died at 39. The Undertaker! I used to grow up loving wrestling, as you all know. But he just died at 39. I'm telling you, these death rituals, it's awful, but they always seem to connect to who's going to win. So I left the code. I'm not going to go through it. But they die young, like Michael Moody, his son, 35. Daniel, 39. They die young. But yeah, with Bosnia, this is your Bosnia connection for me. Finalissima didn't play for a reason. Spain versus Argentina will be the final. Messi will beat Yamal like Brady beat Mahomes. Very interesting. Spain to get to the finals, brilliant riddle. I've done streams about Leo Messi and Lamine Yamal. Messi's initials are LAM. Lamine Yamal, his first three letters of his name is LAM. Lamb, like the Lamb of God. Messi, Messiah. Just this Jesus Christ complex. Call him the greatest, which is Jesus. He's the greatest of all time. He never sinned. Messi, I don't even want to think about what that guy gets up to. Honestly. But yeah, they've cancelled it because of the venue, which is just outrageous. But Messi's on 46 major trophies. He can get his 47th if he wins the World Cup. Argentina become 4-7 in World Cup finals. Argentina have won 47 World Cup games. 47th President Trump will be handing out the trophy. There's loads. Can I get a woo? Just those 47s. The first four of the 7 seals are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Messi winning the World Cup connected to the Queen. She got married in 47 to Philip, which means lover of horses. And remember, Messi won the World Cup 101 days after the Queen died, whose mother died at 101. The 26th prime, he won it in his 26th World Cup game. She became the Queen on 2-6, coronated in the 26th year of her life. And she was born in the year 26. But the thing with Argentina, they've won 3 and they've lost 3 World Cup finals, 33. Big number with magic and the occult and Jesus. They drew the World Cup final 3-3 against France, whose dialing code is plus 33. So that puts me off Argentina, but they can go 4-3. Like 4 wins, 3 losses. 14th prime, Pope Leo the 14th, Leo, Messi. He won the World Cup a day after Pope Francis's birthday. France, he beat France. He was playing in France with Paris Saint-Germain. The atomic number for silver is 47. Messi wore number 30. Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Did England just score? Look. Did you take it, Patrick? Give me some... Guys, I don't even need to code it sometimes. I sometimes don't even have to do a code. It's like, I don't think they're losing. They'll find a way of sneaking one. And England, get away with a point. There's psychology involved with this. There's a lot of psychology. And because I'm not a fan anymore, I'm not biting my nails. I'm not like, come on, England. Come on, England. I don't care. I don't care, and it helps me. That's why I think I've got even better at it. But you won. Well done. Wow. I told you not to bet, but you did it. You went with your gut. Patrick's one of the best in play as well. Penalty. They can just give a penalty whenever they want as well. Especially now. He's pulled his shirt. Penalty. Do what they want. I'm over it. I have no interest. But Bosnia, sorry, I'm not getting it out. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Do you remember when Messi out-jumped Rio Ferdinand? Can somebody give me a woo in the chat? You called soccer today, it's been tricky. Yeah, no, soccer is it's not easy to code. I enjoy coding it. The 3 outcomes, isn't there? You don't get that in the NBA. You don't get that in the NFL. There's those 3 outcomes with football, which makes it challenging, but I enjoy coding it. So Messi out-jumped. I don't know if there's an image of it. It's one of the most iconic headers ever. And Rio Ferdinand was unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. There. Can you see it? Maybe that's clearer. So, and this was back in the day. I was a huge United fan, but I loved Messi. He's my favourite player. And he just absolutely ruined Rio in this game. Just embarrassed him. And Rio was like a Rolls Royce. He was so good, let's be honest. But he got this header. I don't know how he got the height, but the direction and the angle that he was, I was like, what a header. How does this guy... he can dribble. He's agile. He's got a great finish. I was like, how is he getting that? Van der Sar knew straight away, shit. I ain't getting to that. And he was one of the best goalkeepers ever, in my opinion. Edwin van der Sar. But anyways, Ferdinand, right? The only reason I'm saying that is because of Franz Ferdinand, which I've actually seen live. There's a band called Franz Ferdinand. They have their hit song Take Me Out, and obviously Franz Ferdinand was assassinated, which is when you get taken out. Number 16 of the Dodgers to make it 8-2 last night. It's math, prime numbers, and dating emoji. Yep. 8 times 2 is 16. Number 16 makes it 8-2. Good stuff. Because PSG back-to-back Champions League wins where Messi played at could mean back-to-back World Cups. Yeah, PSG have a phenomenal riddle to win the Champions League, but I think they've got Liverpool. they beat them last season. Just whether they get revenge, Liverpool. But in reality, PSG should annihilate Liverpool. Liverpool is awful this year. Oh, but Liverpool, when they're in the Champions League, the magic comes out. Yeah, the magic. Because if this was real, PSG, who annihilate English teams, I think last year, didn't they knock out Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Liverpool? I think they beat 4 English teams. They just absolutely smashed. Was it Chelsea? Liverpool shouldn't have a shot. But they have that number 8, Dom, and he's Hungarian. The Champions League's in Hungary, which connects to famine, by the way. But yeah, Liverpool, they're all talking about, get out Slot. He just won the league last year, and now they're saying get rid of him. It's unbelievable, guys. Can I get a woo? It's really unbelievable how fickle fans are. He won the league in his first season. Now they're doing okay. They're still in the Champions League. They'll probably get in the Champions League. In regards to qualifying for it, they'll probably scrape in like they seem to. I think they're still in the FA Cup. Man City won the League Cup. Okay. It's not a shock. So why is he getting hammered? You expect him to just come in and win the league every season? It's just silly. Football fans are silly, guys. I'm sorry if you still are one. No, yeah, if you want to watch it casually, I said that earlier, Brian. I said that earlier. Realize it's a show. It's a movie. Same with wrestling. Watch wrestling if you want, but don't cry if John Cena loses the championship. Do you know what I mean? Watch your football, but don't get on your knees when it's a penalty shootout. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, do what you want. Yeah, Michael Jordan did win back-to-back. And another thing with that, Diego, is I've shown you how Messi connects to Jordan. When he was at PSG, they were sponsored by Jordan. But if you look at this, Argentina, I still haven't finished my Franz Ferdinand. They're going to be playing against Jordan. Can I get a woo? Anybody in the chat? Can you believe this? Finished 1-1. There you go. They weren't losing. And Argentina are going to play Jordan at the World Cup. This is where Jesus Christ was baptized. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, support, whatever you want to do. Not many people can do this, guys, on YouTube. Just freestyle. That's what I'm doing. Why am I looking into this game now? Because somebody mentioned Michael Jordan. All right. Messi's going to be against Jordan. Leo, Messi, Messiah. Jordan is where literally Jesus was baptized. And then Michael Jordan. And when Messi played for PSG, they were sponsored by Jordan. All right. So will Messi score against Jordan? You're damn right he will. Can I get a woo? And they've got a very easy group. They often do, Argentina. Okay. Algeria are not one of the strongest teams in Africa. Austria, average European nation. But it is where Hitler was born. And then they told us that he fled to Argentina. Do you guys know that? They told us that Hitler was born in Austria, but he fled to Argentina. Messi lost a World Cup final against Germany, which was connected to Hitler. And it was connected to the popes. Pope Benedict was German. Pope Francis, Argentinian. It's all popes. Obviously, I don't see USA winning the World Cup. If that happens, then just wake up, world. I think isn't USA's coach Argentinian? Is it Pochettino? Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Champions League finals on Gerrard's birthday. His most iconic game was in a Champions League final against AC Milan. I don't see it, but There's some good riddles for Liverpool. There always is for Liverpool. Look at Celtic and Rangers. They've had all sorts of managers this season because the fans go in huffs and protests. Exactly. Because there's no loyalty. There's no long suffering. Can I get a woo fair spear, my brother in Christ? Bible talks about long suffering. The Bible talks about patience. All right? The world doesn't have that now. There's one example in professional sports. Like, they just sack their coaches. They lose 4 games, sack him. Fergie, they could have sacked him 20 times and they stayed with him. They stayed loyal to him. All right? If you just want to look at the history of Man United and Sir Alex, they could have fired him. They said he was 1 game away from being fired and he won. I think they beat Forest. Oh my word, I think they beat Forest. Going back to Roy Keane. But now it's legit. It's like, get rid of him, fire him. Get rid of Slot. He wins the league with us in his first season. Fire him the next season. Chelsea constantly fire their coaches. And they wonder why they're not doing anything now. All right? You see it. Like, Guardiola, I think he's been at City for what? Is his 10th season? Loyalty. Obviously, he's got a lot of money to spend. But a lot of these clubs hire a coach, they fire them all. A coach will get them promoted. Loses the first few games, we're going to fire him. What do you expect? Your team just got promoted. Wait, Tiger Woods is in another car crash. You're kidding, aren't you? I don't watch any football, Brian. I'm back playing now. Well, I will be next week. My knee's good. I don't watch any sports, bro. If I did, I'd be even better at coding them, but I don't watch them. Mexico-Portugal final, I don't believe so. I think that's a trick from The Simpsons. Mexico won't get there. Portugal could, though. Mexico's national team is average. It's very average. So are you serious about Tiger Woods? Is this real? Oh, but anyways, have you guys seen this? I can't stand that Sweet Caroline song, brother. I'm not singing it. I can't stand that song. Yeah, guys, have you seen Brazil's new shirt? It's the Baphomet. Smash that like button. It's the Baphomet. The World Cup ball in Qatar was the Baphomet as well. I've written about this in my books if you're interested. Professional Sports, Decoded Rituals. But Brazil's shirt, their new shirt, which is, by the way, sponsored by Jordan, who's an absolute Satanist, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's just won 4 out of the first 7 NASCAR races as well, for another 47 with Messi. But Brazil are going for their 6th World Cup. 6, the number of incompletion, of sin. 666, the number of the beast. The shirt, guys, don't say, you can't call anything a conspiracy now. All right, you've got to be bigger than this. All right, it's designed like that. All right, you go there, you got to look carefully. Blessed are those with the eyes to see. Back in the day, you'll be like, beautiful shirt. Not really sure why a basketball player is sponsoring Brazil football, but nice shirt. I see Baphomet. I actually typed it in and I found this. And remember, Baphomet is that goat. The GOAT. Who, Messi, Ronaldo. That people say Pele is the GOAT. Brazilian, the only player to win 3 World Cups. But they're sponsored by Jordan. This World Cup's going to be deeply, 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 deeply satanic. Yeah, Brazil, they speak Portuguese. One of their greatest players is Ronaldo. Portugal's greatest player is Ronaldo. Ronaldinho means little Ronaldo. It doesn't matter if Brazil are crap. Can I get a woo? Number one, they're not. They're not crap. But a team like Brazil, they can turn up, step up, and pull it out the bag. They've got Ancelotti, who always wins trophies. He didn't just randomly go there, the Italian. And Italy, I think they're coached by Gattuso and Buffon. They won the World Cup together in 2006. All right, imagine Italy go there and win it. Who's going to back them? Would you be really shocked? Maybe that's the rituals why they missed the last two. They could miss this one, but I don't think so. But they're playing Bosnia because Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, that's why the Champions League's in Hungary, right, was assassinated in Bosnia on 6/28/1914. This is what triggered World War I. And 6/28 is Elon Musk's birthday. Elon, the aliens. And I believe there's going to be some sort of alien invasion. By 19-year-old Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb. It's why one of the best players in the NBA is a Serbian. Jokic, one of the best tennis players, if not the greatest of all time. Djokovic is Serbian. It all comes back to Serbia, which connects to the dragon, which connects to World War I. The assassination, which also killed his wife Sophie, was designed to free South Slavs from Austrian rule and served as the immediate trigger for World War I. It's what triggered the war. Oh my word, I have 45 likes, which is pathetic, but that's when World War II ended and when Hitler died, who was born in Austria. So this will be why Bosnia are there or thereabouts, one game away from the World Cup, which is all about war. I've already looked into it. And this Denmark code, they won 4-0. Just look at it. I see Denmark making the World Cup, as I believe that the Mark of the Beast is coming. All right, Denmark, Mark of the Beast, right? Kobe Bean Bryant, who has all the Mark of the Beast numbers. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. His highest scoring game was 81 points in his 666 game. Mark of the Beast equals 81. The game's a span of 181 days before Denmark coach's birthday. 181, the 42nd prime. Denmark lost 4-2 to Scotland in their last game, which meant they needed to enter the playoffs. The Beast reigns for 42 months. Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest after 42 minutes. Just all this work I've done over the years and I just memorize it. War equals 42. World War equals 42. Denmark national team were founded in 1889, the same year that Adolf Hitler was born. Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 1933. Denmark's coach can stay on 3 draws and 3 losses as their coach. So Denmark are probably going to... Who have they got? Denmark will probably knock out the Czech Republic. I need to look deeper, but I think they'll knock them out. Yeah, I do believe that the World Cup's already been determined who's winning it, all the way since 1930. I agree. Macedonia coaches 49th game as their coach. Look when Denmark scored. Just know that this is in my code before the game. Look when Denmark scored. The opening goal. Can we get a woo? 49 minutes. Mikael Damsgaard. Alright, we had a Christian score, but it was Norgard. 49th minute opening goal. That's why it had to be 49. Look. Macedonia coaches 49th game. By the way, Prince Philip was from Danish royalty. He died on 4-9. Do you know Denmark won the Euros the year Christian Eriksen was born? I think it was 1990. Revelation equals 49. Antichrist 49. 49 square root equals 7. Denmark's coach gets his 7th win as their coach. Macedonia's coach stays on 14 draws, 18 wins as the coach. World War I was fought between 14 and 18. People don't know all this stuff, so they can't do this coding. Macedonia's coach stays on 68 points as the coach. All world wars began on 68. Dating emoji pure. This is the same Macedonia who knocked out Italy, right? Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II began. Revelation 6:8, and I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. German Alu Ermeyer predicted there would be 3 world wars. He was born on 6-8. That's why this guy stayed on 68 points. The Macedonia coach. Has the Don in its name, Donald Trump, Armageddon, Abaddon. Macedonia also, I don't know if you know this, is in the Bible. Another thing why the Bible's true, it talks about nations that are actually here right now. Can I get a woo? Macedonia holds a significant place in the New Testament as the first region in Europe where the Apostle Paul preached the gospel. That's why Macedonia have come out of nowhere in recent years to be a decent team. They were a joke 10 years ago. All right, if I found out England were playing Macedonia, it's like, well, we're going to get 7 against them, 8. Now they're beating Italy. All right, they're a few games away from the World Cup. I think they got to the last World Cup, or they almost did. But it's because, look, it's legit where Apostle Paul preached the gospel. Macedonia. That's why Mac is everywhere. Don is everywhere. Trump was in McDonald's giving out chips. Chip like a Mac. And I coded when Greece won the Euros, it was all about the Bible. That's what I like to do. I will code tournaments from decades ago to try and figure out, why did Greece win the Euros in Portugal? Why did they beat Cristiano in the final? I find it fascinating. Not just to win people money, I want to know. Like, why did Brazil have 5 World Cups? Why that nation? Why did Uruguay win the first World Cup final 4-2 against Argentina? Why did they both have a sun in their flag? Why was the World Cup in Qatar? Because of money. Stop. No, it's the Middle East. All right, I looked deep into it. So you learn a lot by doing this. If you're not greedy and money obsessed and you want to learn about the world that you live in, you can do it through this work. You're not going to learn everything. Or going back to Wales, look at this. Wales World Cup dream is over. Heartbreak for Bellamy's side as they lose on penalties to Bosnia. Alajbegovic with the winning penalty as he sends Darlow the wrong way. Now, I don't know if my brother Chuck's watching, he mentioned this to me. Wales lose in a shootout like guns, exactly 2 years after they lost a shootout to Poland. Soon we will say bye to King Charles III, is what I said, who was coronated on 5-6. Today is 26-3, 56 prime. Again, why Italy opened the scoring after 56 minutes on 26-3. And he was the Prince of Wales, the Dragon. Look, you can't see it. 26th of March 2024, see if I can put it. 26th of March 24, Wales versus Poland. Hitler invaded Poland, right? Look. You could see it as 4-5. That's the year that Hitler died, the year World War II ended. All right? Wales lost a shootout to Poland March the 26th, 24. Exactly 2 years or 24 months before they lost a shootout to Bosnia. Bosnia, Poland, all right, all these nations that connect to war. Right? And people don't know. They don't know. It's Bosnian War. All right, where they got their independence. Brutal. Because the breakup of Yugoslavia, who was an unbelievable national team, and then they broke up. And you have nations like Bosnia, Croatia, Macedonia. Who else was part of it? 100,000 deaths. So just Serb forces. And Czech Republic, they connect to all of this. Didn't they lose the Euro final to Germany in '96 in England? Karol Poborski. So yeah, just wars. People act like it's new. Right, I think I'll keep that shirt with Brazil shirt on my website. That's Kosovo, look, less than 2 million population and they're 1 game away from the World Cup. But Kosovo was deeply involved with wars back in '99. Oh my word. Guys, the Kosovo War ended 6/11. The Kosovo War ended exactly 27 years before the World Cup begins. Can I get a woo, please? Anybody? Yes, Scotland always draw Brazil at World Cups. There's something weird about that. The Kosovo War was an armed conflict in Kosovo that lasted from 28th of February. Is that Luca's birthday? Somebody confirm. Oh my word, it is. It's Luca's birthday. What? And he was born 99. So this Kosovo war began exactly 1 year before Luca was born. He's breaking all these records right now with LA, like I said he would. Number 77 with the 7 seals. Until the 11th of June 1999. It was fought between the forces of Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, which controlled Kosovo before the war. Guys, this war ended 27 years before the World Cup begins. Who are Kosovo playing? Turkey. Oh my word, if Kosovo get there, guys, it has to be about this war. It has to be about this war. What was that young lad that played for United? Macedonia is very tied to Scotland. First Minister of Scotland died there as well. Wow. Scotland will beat Brazil. I doubt it. You never know. It's all rigged. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. Luca wears 77. Charles will die at 77. Yeah, I can see that, brother. He's got the Don in his name as well. Yeah, Spain getting to World Cup final, the royalty. Yeah, they have a royal family in Spain. Real Madrid recently won a Champions League in England. This is interesting with Kosovo. What was that? Was it Januzaj? How do you spell his name? Jan. Oh, I can't remember. Anybody? How do you spell Januzaj? I can't remember. It's definitely not that. There. Adnan Januzaj. Because I remember we had Ronaldo's birthday. And also Neymar's birthday. So he played for Belgium. Why did I have a feeling this guy connected to Kosovo? There, look, oh my word, I'm right again. I don't mean to sound cocky. One of his parents was from Kosovo. That's why he played for Man United. That's why. This guy's career just disappeared. He came on the scene, he was banging in goals, winning goals. Look, represent Kosovo. I'm saying this, guys, because all of it just comes back. It just goes back and... Where's the Kosovo thing? Kosovo War ended in 1999 when Man United won the treble. Man United won the treble when the Kosovo War ended. This is why they had this Kosovan. Who I didn't particularly rate ever. I know he got a couple of goals. And he's got Ronaldo's birthday. Who could win the World Cup. He was given that 44 jersey. Why? No, because he was 16. 4 times 4. When he signed for United. But then he went to play... This guy played for the Red Devils Man United and the Red Devils Belgium. There's a few that have done that. Lukaku. Who else has played for Man United and Belgium? Lukaku. Januzaj. I'm sure there's... Oh, it's because I'm spelling his name wrong. Why is it bringing me here? Oh, there. Little devil. Little devil, aren't you, Adnan? Right, I think that's it. Yeah, Ronaldo wears 7, was born on 2-5, 2 + 5, 7. Child announces cancer on 2-5, yeah. Ronaldo was born 7 years before Neymar, exactly. I'm closing all this. Should probably have kept that up. Hit the like on your way out, please support if you can. Well done, Patrick, taking England to score. Lewis, what's his number? Oh, what a surprise. Did he come off the bench? Oh, no, he didn't. Number 8. And 9 and 8, the Queen's death. 9-8 when the Queen died. So let's see. It's going to be a fascinating World Cup to code. I enjoyed the 2022 exposing it. Wrote a nice book about it. This will be even crazier. Let's just see if it even goes on, if it goes ahead. But just showing you that all these games is all about history. It's about the Bible, right? It's about numbers. It's about ritual. And you learn about your reality by doing this at the highest level. If you're not just typing stuff in here, thinking that you can predict the future through this calculator, you'll actually learn so much. So, what's going on right now in the world of football? England are playing Uruguay, which is interesting. Uruguay won and hosted the first World Cup. They won that final 4-2. England won their only World Cup final 4-2. And there was exactly 36 years between those finals. 6-6-6, the 36th try. Messi just won the World Cup 36 years after Maradona. So yeah, who cares about watching this? This Valverde is just insane. He's got that Verdi as well with the green, like I told you, the horseman. I just look at this squad, I'm like, it's just bang average. Just bang average. England's squad's been bang average for 10 years. Yeah, but they got to the final of the Euros twice, or whatever they did. Yeah, but the squad's average. But it don't matter. You're all finally realising that it's not about the quality of the players. Did somebody on my website coded Partick Thistle to win, I think. Can somebody back me up there? Let me find this. Because this is going on. Oh, it's half time, so it's not over, so I'm not going to count my chickens. I thought it was done. Partick Thistle, Ross County, like, who cares about that? Do you think Vegas is flipping the script on this that nobody really watches or bets on? Do you get what I'm saying? That's what people do. Oh, they flip the script. Who's betting on this game other than a handful of people? I don't know. I don't know if they said win. I don't know. I'm getting confused. But either way, these type of games, it's not a World Cup final, is it? So I'll leave it there, and I'm going to do a biblical stream tomorrow if I have time. Let's see what happens. No doubt there will be magic. Wow, what a crazy time, eh? I'm not going to read that out. I'm going to leave it there. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm going to go clean my windows. Yippity dippity doo. Thank you all, eh? Appreciate you. Hopefully you learnt something here. Yeah, today is the 401 year death anniversary of King James. Savvy told me that, my brother, on my website. My pleasure, Patrick. So yeah, I think, will you do a stream if King Charles dies tomorrow? Mate, of course. Of course. And if he does, I'll tell everybody about your connections that you've made. I don't know if it's tomorrow, but I do think it's this year. And I'll be deeply fascinated by it. Because it's like the end of this like royal family. Alright guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless every single one of you. And enjoy whatever it is you're going to do. And if something happens to Charles, obviously, I'll break it down for you all. Jesus is king. Whoever wins this World Cup, it's going to be revealing if it even gets completed, the whole tournament. But just don't get too hooked on it. Because it's just all a ritualistic code. All right? Much love. Take care. God bless you. God